World of Design and this series that you developed, and but we want to know your story too. So I will start with you. When did you know that design was a part of your DNA?
Probably when I was a little girl. I remember I designed a Christmas card. I don't know how old I was. I still have it actually. And so I look back and say, I think this was when I knew.
When I was in school, I was the one who did all the bulletin boards. And we didn't have an art program in our school at that time, so that's how I kind of expressed myself, by doing all the bulletin boards in the school.
Where's the series housed?
Well, the whole archive is at the Zhang Regional Collections Center on Western's campus in Kalamazoo.
And we have over 6 to 7.
I'd say 800.
Somewhere in the neighborhood of 700 pieces that are curated, so it's not just everything.
Who put this together? Under your leadership?
Under our leadership, we had a board of, an advisory board of volunteers in the design community, the printing community, and the paper community, because those three things together really came together in West Michigan to, all played an important role in producing this work. It had to be designed, but it had to be produced and it had to be on great paper. There was a paper company in every little town in West Michigan at that point. One is left.
And here we are at your beautiful center on the campus of Western Michigan University, where we are looking at graphic design. Tell me a story.
Well, this is Zhang Legacy Collections Center, where the Graphic Design Archives is housed. So we pulled a few things out to show you, and I'd like to start with these two Upjohn ads from the 1950s.
1950s.
And these were in Saturday Evening Post magazine, so to a consumer audience. And this one advertises Unicaps, their vitamin for kids, for the whole family. And this one, question mark, made out of pills, again in the 1950s. And these were designed by Will Burton, who was a well-known, nationally known designer out of New York, but the Upjohn Company trusted his judgment to promote their products.
What a big deal this is, Lynn.
It really is. The WMU Archives and Regional History Collections has been in this building since 2013, and it's been a wonderful space for us. We are in what we call the box, which is our storage area. We have materials from the university. We also have materials from Waldo Library. We're a division of Waldo, of the University Library System. And we also have a number of materials from 12 county areas in Western Michigan.
Let's open a drawer, do some show and tell. Ladies, what are we going to look at?
First, we're going to look at a poster that was designed when Herman Miller, shall I just get it down here? When Herman Miller donated its archival furniture collection to the Henry Ford Museum, this poster was designed for the opening celebration. So the iconic plywood chair was used, just torn out of colors that you wouldn't normally see on it, although sometimes it's red, and just a few other little Herman Miller products that you'd see in the collection. And this was a giveaway at the event.
And Lynn, this permanently stays. Is this its bed?
It is. This is where it lives. This is where the collection lives. The collection keeps growing, but we were very lucky that the West Michigan Graphic Design Archives gave us funding for these wonderful flat file cases, which is what you really need to keep this material in, and also many of our acid-free boxes that have more.
History of design in Kalamazoo. What do you think? Who wants to take that one on?
I'll start, and then you can. I think there was a real turning point when John Henderson came to teach at Western. He was a fairly young graduate student from Kansas City, Missouri. And prior to that, Western had been pretty much commercial art. And when John came, it became graphic design. So it moved from more of the commercialism of advertising and moved more into graphic design, which was broader.
think another important part of the history in Kalamazoo especially was the Upjohn Company in the 1940s and 50s. And the president or CEO, whatever his title was, understood the importance of communicating. Most of the communication for the Upjohn Company was about pills and drugs, and they advertised a lot to the medical community, but also did a lot of advertising to retail, or just people, everyday people. So there were a lot of ads in Saturday Evening Post and those kinds of things. Then there was the paper industry, which I mentioned before, which was very important, and the French Paper Company, which is in Niles, has been here for 140 years at least. And all the other little paper companies around were making great paper. So paper was available, and it wasn't just white, it was beautiful color.
About this?
This is a series of posters that were done for Newell Brands, which is located, their design center is located here in Kalamazoo. And these were developed to tell actually the employees all the companies that Newell represents. For example, Parker Pens, Oster.
That's the mixer.
Yeah, right. So interpretations of these products, and these are just a few of the many. Here's Coleman products, and these were all done by an illustrator who works there, Ball Jars. So they're all done very colorfully, and then they're displayed within their facility so that people who work there become familiar with all the products that they create and design for.
And what do we find in this box?
Well, this is box number 4. And we have some brochures and smaller items. This happens to be a 9x12 piece that was done for Herman Miller in 1985.
Okay.
And it was distributed at NeoCon, which is the event held in Chicago. And it shows every product that Herman Miller makes and has an article about it, and then is distributed to those who attend the showroom.
Lynn, what's the big picture? Why are we doing all this?
I think that whatever you have, whether it be historical letters or diaries or graphic design, preserving material like this is very important because it shows you how things have changed, brings to the attention the artists that are involved with. I think one of the best experiences that I see with this collection is when Barb and Linda bring students in and they get to see how it used to be before you sat down on a computer, and the time that it took and how meticulous it was.
Thanks for finding this profession and staying with it right up until retirement. It sounds like you failed
And
retirement.
beyond. We did.
And beyond. Thank
We
you.
did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.